You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
What are we doing in these woods? Who are you? Who's this princess? Who built a cabin in the middle of the woods anyway?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
You sure about that, mate? Have you considered the only reason she's gone in the world because she was locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock.
Ugh.
Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
That's right.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
It's giving me ideas.
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Fine. You know what?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Fine, there's nothing you can get rewarded for anything else, really. Okay, sweet. I'm off to slay a monarch. Viva the Ledusan.
That's the spirit.
Sus you, don't be sarcastic.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
I don't know you're not doing the same.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
You know the definition of a hero is very hard to define.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Okay, into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
That's very dangerously on that table. Who put it there?
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Fine, we'll take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
You know, where's the world, there's a way, and a big rock you could... Never mind.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
You don't found too friendly?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hey, just looking on you.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Maybe. No, I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
You know, I'm tired.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
She looks a little concerned.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
No, it's probably better safe than sorry and regret it later.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured.
It wasn't that long ago I'd been to the dentist.
Holy shit, that hurt! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing.
You sure about that?
Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit.
You know, the bonus of the supposed advantage of having a knife with extra range ain't paying off here.
We can still turn this around.
I don't, let's try.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now.
No, she's standing not up like I am.
Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
Sorry about this?
This was fun.
Excuse me?
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
Oh no.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oops.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin you're here to slay her.
I'm sorry, I feel like shit at the moment. What happened? What am I here? Who are you and...
A terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here.
And still tasting blood.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
Oh, goody.
That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning.
What? Oh, you winning?
That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this whole thing is up. It always fights for a million goddamn hopes.
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. Like I said, we've just met for the first time, you and I.
And still, I am thoroughly annoyed by it like I've known you for years. Fine, let's get on with this.
A warning before you go any further.
Okay.
She will lie. Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Technically, you can.
Are you sure about that? The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
Maybe.
Crystal, let's just get on with it already. The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
But it's wood outside. What the hell?
See? Even the cabin has the right idea. Let's get moving. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Hey, a mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
So, you know, it was like you might have commented about needing to my nails before. Oh well.
But there was a mirror a second ago. And now it's gone, so all of us can stop arguing about it and get to fighting. No knife this time. Right then, fisticuffs it is. Probably more fair to her anyway. Wouldn't want to feel like we cheated our way to a win. As long as you can still get the job done. And don't forget that the blade is waiting for you upstairs if you happen to change your mind. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulphuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
Oh, this sounds promising.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening. Good. Sounds like my kind of princess. As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight.
Have you eaten both?
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, a large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall.
You seem familiar and yet something seems different.
Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I'd been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us.
Like what?
But no little knife this time, huh? Ugh. I hope you're not just here to chat. I've been itching for a rematch.
Mr. Winter, this is a lot more different than last time. What? last time when it happened.
What's that? Oh, that whole deja vu situation. Yes, it does seem like you and the princess remember each other, so let's say for a moment that I do believe you. For all we know, whatever happened to you last time was just a fluke, and beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember what happened last time. Are you okay? Of course I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
What? You know, I'm not actually here to fight, but I think the two of us have a few things to unpack first. You know what? How we're both still alive.
What is there to unpack? I was dead and now I'm not, and the same goes for you. There. Unpacking done. Don't you get it? We've been given free rein to wail on each other. Forever.
That don't sound so fun.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Shut up, you. You look different.
Aside from your empty hands, you look exactly the same.
This don't feel fair. You know what? I don't know what happened to you since last time, but I'm definitely not fighting a giant demon anymore. Bye!
Oh, you've got another thing coming if you think you can just turn around and leave.
Leaving.
As you step towards the stairs, you hear the heavy creak of straining metal, and then a snap. She's loose. You have to make a decision, and you have to make it fast.
Run. Well, look out.
You do your best to scramble up the stairs before the princess can reach you. You practically feel her steamy breath on the back of your neck, but you manage, just barely, to throw yourself over the threshold and slam the heavy stone doors behind you. You're safe, if only for a moment. The blade. Take the blade from the altar.
You know, I'm fine, thank you very much.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Do you think this door is enough to hold me? You're not getting out of this. I don't care how many things I have to break. I'm getting the fight I want.
The entire cabin shakes as the princess throws herself against the basement door. It's huge and made of stone. We're fine, right? If we had a weapon, we'd be fine.
I think she's got to reach far surpassing any bonus that Duncan will give us.
Yes, you should probably pick up the blade, shouldn't you? I know I'd feel a lot safer with it. Before you can act, another impact shakes the cabin, a massive gash splitting its way up the stone doors. She comes. The doors explode outwards, shards of stone clattering against the walls as the princess emerges from the basement.
After everything we've been through, I can't believe this is going to end with you cowering in a corner. You're pathetic.
We're doomed! In a fit of violence, the princess explodes across the room and closes the gap between you. She is merciless. With every blow comes a bloom of fresh pain, igniting nerves you didn't know you even had, your skin bruising and splitting and bleeding as her fists rain down relentlessly. But thankfully, you won't have to bear this agony much longer. Your body has its limits, and she has found them. I hate this. With your body a shapeless pulp, her fingers wrap around what's left of your neck.
You disgust me.
You hear a snap, then everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path in the woods, and alright, change of plans. We're taking the blade this time, and we're not hiding upstairs.
Who are you? What blade? What downstairs? Or what? These woods feel familiar. Well, at the same time, what the hell?
Who cares about the blade? If we had a chance against her, we already missed it, didn't we? She got stronger. and we stayed the same.
No, don't you sound a downer.
We've seen her bleed. Whatever she is, she started out mortal, which means she probably is still mortal, which means we can win. We just didn't.
If that's what you want, then fine. Enjoy being beaten to death again and again and again.
You're stuck here with us too. For all you know, we'll never get to leave this place until we get it right. Well, this is just great. Let me cut to the chase. Clearly, you've already been here. Yeah, you think?
Actually, I don't think we have been here. This is all different, isn't it?
That's a good point. Everything here is a little off.
So gooey.
Yes, precisely. And if you'd given me 2 seconds to finish my thought, I would have said that. Oh, you're actually letting me talk now. Great. If you've already been here, it means you've seen things you aren't supposed to have seen, and you know things that you aren't supposed to know. This doesn't look like a path in the woods if reality seems distorted. So you knew this could happen. You knew we'd be able to restart like this. Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously. Good, we're all on the same page.
Not necessarily.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know. End her. That's it? No final words of advice? I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard. That's fine by me. Let's get moving. I'm itching for a rematch. The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight.
And now it's just very gooey and dribbly and what the hell.
But that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid seeps from cracks in the stone walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat. That's horrible.
Why does this make you so hungry?
It doesn't matter. The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. Almost as if you don't see it. But you must, because it's right there in front of you.
Yeah, dude, there's a mirror.
All we see is a damn mirror. It really is just like last time. Are we really hallucinating? Why here? Why now? Let's just smash it and get it over with. I'm ready to get violent. We won't be able to see what's in there if we smash it. Do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter, aside from wasting dangerous amounts of time. You bring your fist crashing down against the door leading to the basement.
It's...
As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead. Why am I not surprised? You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. A high-vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic. The air is thick, its odor an oppressive violence. The metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains. If the princess lives here, her voice a bellow.
And so you've returned. Do you intend to cower and hide again? Or have you finally decided to try and kill me? I think you'll find it won't be so simple. I've changed. The way your body broke and bled against the walls of this temple, it woke something in me. That wasn't a fight. It was something worse. I'm something worse now. Why don't you come down and see what you've made of me?
Oh, goody.
But I don't want to see what we made. Can't we just give up? Blade, no Blade, it's all the same. We can't beat her.
We can. You're just a quitter. I want to see.
Let's see what mess we made and...
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone.
You glowing bigger?
The princess stands in its centre, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh.
Well, she broke her knees the last time and got a hold of it this time.
And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground, and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings.
That is not something I needed to say.
She is loose, and she is coming for you.
What can we even do against someone like her? She has such power, such beauty.
I have questions about you.
Stop that. We can win. We just have to lose our fear.
Yeah, sure.
We don't even have a weapon. It doesn't matter. I refuse to go out any way that isn't kicking and screaming.
You know, she wants a fight, let's try and give her one.
Still unarmed, you charge towards the princess. It's now or never. Let's make it a beautiful blaze of glory. With a horrifying squelch, you are unwound.
I hope you weren't planning on dying. We're going to make this last forever. Huh. I feel cold. I've never felt cold before.
I've felt it a few times before. That can happen a bit sooner.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
Yeah, maybe should we?
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Because you're scared. This is the end for you, but except not for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
This is what we all deserve, isn't it?
I'm glad to be rid of you.
Screw that! This can't be the end. It just can't!
Hey, folks. And there she is.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
I remember you. I remember this place. Oh dear.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
Kind of was the path they'd go for me. When all this is done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
You've been kinder to me than anyone else I know, anyone else I've met. Thank you.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
I'm ready to go back.
I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.